join me in the bathroom where I'm about to get ready to go out for dinner, and I thought it'd be really fun to do a little get to know me video. So I asked my Instagram and my TikTok followers to send me over some questions. Half the questions are like normal everyday questions, and then the other half are quite like book orientated questions. I'm gonna like split it into sections. So the first half of my makeup will be like the normal personal questions, and the second half will be like the book orientated questions. I actually don't have any like hair grips on me right now, so I'm trying to pin my hair up with these bobby pins, and they're just not really doing the trick. So if my hair gets in my makeup, let's just pretend that it didn't. I don't know why, but my skin has been so dry lately. I don't know if it's the change in the weather or what, but dry skin recommendations please send my way. But anyway, starting off with one of my favourite questions. Oh my god, that was way too much. Starting off with one of my favourite questions to be asked ever, and it's, what is your favourite rom-com? Now, if you know me, you'll know I am obsessed with rom-coms. I love rom-com movies, rom-com books, just everything about it. I just love those feel-good kind of things. My favourite rom-com is The Holiday, and I know that's kind of like a Christmas movie, but honestly, nothing beats it. Don't get me wrong, there is plenty more that I love, but The Holiday just wins every single time. I will watch it all year round, like it's not even exclusively a Christmas film for me. The next question is my top 3 songs on my playlist at the moment. By the way, if you see me looking up here, it's because there's a mirror behind my phone. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what my top 3 songs are. I think Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan is definitely up there. I listen to that song every single day. It is such a bop, such a vibe. And my second favourite song on my playlist is Heartless by Madison Beer. It's an oldie but a goodie. I am literally obsessed with Madison Beer's music. She's so underrated. My third top song on my playlist is quite a random one. It's All Night Parking by Adele. She is all over my TikTok at the minute. Like, I think she's doing shows in Vegas and like Munich and stuff. I just think she's so funny. Like, I really want to go to one of her shows. But yeah, All Night Parking, I heard it on one of those videos and I was like, I've never heard this before. I honestly just love the jazzy vibe of it, and I highly recommend it if you haven't heard it. It's a good song. It's a short but like really good song. I don't know if it'd be classed as an interlude, but just trust me. The next question is, what is your favourite TV show? I mean, if we're talking about at the moment, it's Emily in Paris. The new season just came out and it is incredible. I'm so glad that it's getting more popular, because I watched it when it first came out and everyone was like complaining about it, saying how bad it was. But now I feel like it's finally getting the love it deserves. I'm literally obsessed with Lily Collins. I will watch anything she's in. And if we're talking about like favourite TV show of all time, probably Jane the Virgin. I am obsessed with that show. I love the ending, because I feel like lots of shows, they're really good at the start, and then when you get to the last season, they just are terrible. Pretty Little Liars. Yeah, Jane the Virgin, which I feel like is another really underrated TV show. I never hear anyone talk about it, and whenever I tell someone that's my favourite TV show, they have no idea what I'm talking about. I usually put powder on after this step, but my skin is just so dry. I have been having quite bad allergies. I'm cat sitting at the moment, and I think I might be a bit allergic. I feel like if I put powder on, everything's just gonna flake off. So we're gonna skip that. I'm not gonna skip it underneath my eyes, otherwise I will look so shiny. The next question is quite similar to the last one. It's, what's a TV show you recommend everyone should watch? And I mean Emily in Paris and Jane the Virgin, but if we're talking about something a little bit of a different vibe, this is really random, but The Last Kingdom is on Netflix and it's about Vikings, which sounds really random, but honestly, it's one of those shows where every season slaps. And it's just so good, and if you're into fantasy, I feel like you'll really enjoy it. My boyfriend actually introduced it to me. At first when he said let's watch it, I was like, I don't think it's going to be my thing. I'm more of a romance girly, but I actually ended up loving it. And I know I said I wasn't going to put powder on, but oops. The next question happens to be from my best friend, and she asks, what is your favourite memory? And I mean, if we're talking memory in general, I have quite a simple one. It's when I went to the Harry Potter studios in, I think it was October 2021. I went with my parents and it was just incredible. Like I was just so happy. I know that's really simple and random, but I just remember it being like the best day. I've been wanting to go for years, and I'm obsessed with like all things Halloween, and it was their like, I think it's called like dark arts section of like the tour, so all the pumpkins were out, all the autumnal like set was out. It was just such a vibe. But if we're talking about my favourite memory with you, my best friend who asked the question, I would probably say when we went to France. That was pretty fun, but I'm not going to elaborate that for everyone. The next question is, what did you want to be when you grew up? And this is quite a random one. I was obsessed with watching like facials and like I think it's called esthetician stuff. Like they do it in America. I mean, it's obviously done here, but it's like a really, really big thing in America, like all the med spas and stuff. So I really wanted to do that, but like in America. It's really random, I know, but like I just love watching. There's like this account on TikTok called Boho Med Spa, and I have loved watching their videos for ages now, like years. They're just so relaxing, and I was like, I love this kind of stuff. That's not the way my life went, but in another life, I am an esthetician in America. The next question is, one piece of relationship advice that you have. I mean, communication, whether that's a friendship or like a romantic relationship. I think whatever kind of relationship, communication is so important, and like understanding that everyone has like different needs, and I feel like you just really need to talk to your friend or partner about what those needs are. That really helps build like a strong friendship or relationship. And then also communication in the sense of, if there's something wrong, speak up about it. Like the amount of friendships I've had where there's been just so much miscommunication for no reason. Like if just someone just spoke up, it would have been sorted. I feel like I have blush blindness right now. I have the Milani blush, which is like a dupe for the Rare Beauty one, and it's like a Sabrina Carpenter kind of blush, like it has highlight in it. But the one thing I will say, it's pretty, but it sticks to all your dry patches. So if I look like I have blush blindness, no, I don't. Now going on to the more book related questions, because if you didn't know, I am actually a book talker. My username is Amna Tyler, the same as this, and I've been on BookTok for about 2.5 years, 2 years now. Like, it's crazy. I could never have imagined me just talking about the books I like could grow to something as big as it has. But anyway, the first question I got was my last disappointing read, and that was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I don't know if it's because I just read a lot of that genre. It's like a thriller mystery kind of thing, but I just felt like it was so predictable, and I know everyone loves it, but I just guessed what was going to happen way before it even did. And I was reading it at the same time as one of my other BookTok friends, and she said the exact same thing. Like, you could just guess. And I mean, if you don't read a lot of that genre, maybe the people who love this book, you know, didn't guess it straight away, but I felt like it was just a really simple concept. But saying that, it did have its good parts. Like, I thought it did like the sick and twisted aspect very, very well. I don't want to ruin it if you haven't read it, but yeah, The Housemaid. Suddenly I've gone for a very dark eye. It's not what I intended to do, but I'm gonna just roll with it. Next question is, what is my comfort read? And right now it's definitely The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. That book is incredible. It's so magical and so like heartwarming. I had no idea what to expect when I started reading it, but oh my gosh, it holds such a special place in my heart. And I will never shut up about it, so I will highly, highly recommend it if you haven't read it already. I'm gonna say it before I do this. The next question is my favourite book cover that I own. I don't have any books on me right now because, again, I'm cat sitting, but this is my favourite book cover. I just think it is stunning. This is so much pressure. Does that even look good? I don't know. The next question is my favourite book to movie adaptation. I have a couple. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, the most recent movie adaptation. I think it came out in 2019. Maybe 2020, but that one. The Devil Wears Prada, obviously. And lots of people don't know that that was a book first, but the movie, of course, is a classic. Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Literally pick up Netflix right now and go put it on. And the third one is Greta Gerwig's Little Women, and I feel like that's most people's favourite, but it's just so, so good. I haven't actually seen the other, like, older versions of Little Women, so I could be so wrong, but yeah, Greta Gerwig, Little Women. Next is my latest book haul, and actually none. Can we just give me a round of applause? I have not bought any books for quite a long time. The last book I think I bought was the pre-order, and it was the Daydream Waterstones special edition where it has like the clouds on like the edges. But apart from that, which I ordered months ago, so I'm not even counting that, I haven't bought a single book. And I'm sure I will, and when I do, I always post like my little haul videos on TikTok, so be sure to follow me on there if you want to see my next haul. The next question is a villain I love to hate. I don't really understand this question. Like, do you mean a villain that I love, or a villain that I hate, or a villain that is a bad villain but I actually like them? Does Aaron Warner count? I know he's not a villain, sorry if that's a spoiler, from the Shatter Me series, but in the first books, the first two, he is a villain. He is seen as the villain, but I love him. So yeah, I'm gonna say Aaron Warner. Staying on a Shatter Me theme, the next question is my favourite main character. I think that's what MC means. MC's main character, MMC is male main character. But yeah, my favourite main character is Juliet from the Shatter Me series. I love her so much. I actually haven't finished the Shatter Me series. Please don't give me any spoilers. I've only read the first 4 books. I have the other ones and I'm planning on reading them, but just give me a minute. I need to like take breaks after every single one just to process what happened. If anyone else has this lash sensational by Maybelline, why does it always do this? It like oozes out and gets everywhere. I have to put it in a bag. But if you are a watery eye girly like me, this mascara is the best. It rarely runs, especially if I put lots of powder underneath so it doesn't get greasy. It stays all day. Next question is my favourite reading spot, and that will always and forever be the beach. I can go through at least 10 books on the beach. In my bedroom, I will read half a book and I can't concentrate anymore, but on the beach, it's like the most tranquil, perfect place, and I could read all day. I do read there all day. Sadly, don't live anywhere near a beach, but when I can get there, the books are all coming out and all being read. I've just realised I've forgotten a question, and that's not a book question, so I'm just going to answer it here. And this isn't a book question, I'm sorry, but my cousin asked me, what's one thing that my family and friends have taught me that has shaped me as a person? I thought that was such a good question. Thinking off the top of my head right now, something I think that has definitely shaped me from like a family perspective is my family is all very driven. Like they all pretty much self-employed, apart from a couple of us, and that really showed me to like follow my dreams. Like nothing is out of bounds, like you can make it happen, which sounds really corny saying out loud, but I think that's a big thing that my family have taught me. An author I always recommend is Lisa Jewell, All Day Every Day. Even if you don't like thriller books, pick one up, because I promise you, she'll make you love thriller. They are so good. But if that's seriously not your vibe, Ashley Poston, her books are adorable. Next question is a trope I can't stand, and that's the pregnancy trope. I just really don't like the pregnancy trope. I am an OG Wattpad reader and like fanfiction reader from like 2014, so I'm reading these books thinking I'm Your Name. That might be really niche, but if you know, you know. But then also, like, separate from that, sometimes I feel like the character or like the couple that I'm reading about, I just sometimes feel like they wouldn't have kids, and I don't feel like the vibes that they would get married or something, and then it happens and I'm just like, oh well, what can I do? I'm not the writer of the book. But yeah, I just don't like pregnancy tropes. I'm actually all done with my makeup, but we have 2 more questions left. Number 1 is all-time favourite book / series. My all-time favourite book is Archer's Voice. That is the best book in the entire world, like romance-wise. It's a romance, yet it made me sob so hard, but I really recommend it. And my favourite series has to be the Maple Hill series or the Shatter Me series. And then last of all is my favourite side character. And I have 3 from like 3 very different books. And it is Kenji from the Shatter Me series, Rosie from the Spanish Love Deception, and Henry from Icebreaker and Wildfire. I know he has his own book now, so can he be classed as a side character? But I love him so much. But yeah, this is my finished look and I have all the questions answered. So I really hope you enjoyed getting to know me. If you want to participate in one of these videos in the future, definitely follow me on my Instagram or on my TikTok, because I posted on there too that I was doing this. And I will see you guys in my next video. Say hello. Say hello.